Good afternoon, guys. Um, Another eventful week just passed, both in the NFL, with some news coming through the NFL, some sackings and so forth. Pretty, pretty good sackings if you're a Bears fan, I'd say. Um, One particular cut that the Bears did today, which was to be celebrated. Um, Been a bit of a sad week in the household here. Um, the We lost one of the family's favourite pets during the week. Um, Purely an accident in the house, and definitely has been rough couple of days. But these things happen in life. Life lessons for everyone in the family. So, where are we at? So, I've actually kind of been working on a little bit of a power rankings thing for the league. It is probably something that is somewhat adaptable. I'd like to change some things in it. Work on it over time. It's definitely useful. I don't know how accurate. It's hard when you've got a team lead in just about every category. So it makes it hard to see how different everything is. Maybe if I went through Rip and Time and tried to put it across that, maybe it makes a difference there. But we've probably got a team there that probably leads most categories as well. So probably just make it look a bit uglier. Plus the way the scoring's done. Anyway, I'll go over it soon. I'm going to move some things around. I'll get to my head off. Alright, so... Alright, this is... I'll do it here. Yep, that does it. So, this is the power rankings that you all would have seen on the bottom there, on the bottom of my fantasy league page. I have actually finally managed to locate how they actually calculate it. In my opinion, they leave out a fairly important category, but maybe they calculate it in a slightly different way. In my opinion, the two most important categories are the all-play record and the potential points scored. So some may wonder where the difference lies between... Actually, bench points is something I could possibly roll into this a bit that I haven't put into my rankings at the moment. In my opinion, potential points is a stronger metric. The difference between, say, bench points to potential points. So potential points it only calculates what could have been your best potential scoring lineup on a weekly basis. So if you're extremely deep at quarterback, safety, defensive end, wide receiver, whatever, take your pick. If you're extremely deep at any of those positions that do tend to score highly, it will only calculate points for the guys that could have possibly started and made it into your starting lineup. Whereas bench points, if you have, say, 6 or 7 starting quarterbacks sitting in your team, I don't think anyone does, but let's say you do, there's only on bench points, it calculates all of them. So if you've got 7 starters there, and say 7 of those guys put up 40 points in a week, I'm being ridiculous, but you get what I mean. That inflates bench points a whole lot more than what potential points do. Potential points, I think it's the most accurate way of looking at how deep each team's rosters are. I mean, we're also at the point of the season now where, and does it matter how deep your roster is? You've either got wins on the board or not. But it's, I don't know, it opens up something to look at. Where I know in the past, bench points has been thrown around as an important stat. It still is. It still is an indication of how deep a roster is and how a team can sustain an injury or two. And I would like to come up with a formula at some point that can calculate and differentiate between how the depth of importance across that. But yeah, like I haven't got potential. I haven't got bench points on my power ranking that I've done, and I don't. It needs work. I've only been working on it for about a week, so yeah. So you'll see here. I'll blow it up a little bit. Maybe you guys, if you're watching this, I don't know how well this will show up, but I'll roll that. Yeah, I still got a little bit of room there to play with. It's probably about as far as I can go. That fills up the screen. Look at that. Beautiful. Even got my ugly head on the screen still. Sorry about that. Oh, God. I had bones in it. All right. So judging, if we go off of what MFL's power rankings say, they've got the Green Bay Packers down as the strongest team in the league. If I'm led to believe exactly the way I read, no, it's the alternate power rank. Is they only gave an idea of a score on a 12-team league, and the perfect ranking would be 36 points on the alternate power rank for them. Now, I don't know how that plays out for a 10-team league. I'm assuming the points would be somewhere around, say, maybe the 30-point mark, which would mean the Packers aren't that far away from being a perfect score right now. I don't think they're a pronounced favourite, but they are definitely the favourite right now. According to MFL's Akron Pros, Joey, you're sitting currently in second spot. Robbie's Philly Eagles are third. Myself fourth. With what do we got? Jakey, and then Jared, Kenneth, Matt. In my opinion, that's probably the contenders now. I don't think as a Spirit, both Spirit and Dave's team look like they're in a hole. Although, I mean, Spirit managed to drag a win out last week. He's just on so many things I look at, his team just grades out horribly. You can see the bench points there. If you're looking at it, the bench points for Spirit are either the worst or very close to the worst. His potential points are the worst. Just hasn't been a good season for him, unfortunately. So something went wrong 3 weeks into the season, and it just all went pear-shaped at that point. He's managed to drag a couple of wins out lately, but I just get the feeling it's just not there for him this year. And maybe it proves me wrong. Maybe it all gets flipped on the head, and he goes on a tear to finish the season, makes the playoffs, wins the league. Who knows? But right now, I look at it, and I think David and Spirit's team's probably up against it to make the Titan Bowl playoffs. I think they're definitely locked and loaded for the Titanic Bowl. Davo's possibly locked and loaded for the clown suit, which apparently he's not wearing. But yeah, we'll see about that. Anyway, so I'll switch screens. You can see the all-play record, everything that's on there. If I bounce over to what I've done, all right. So, like I said, I'm still tinkering with this. You'll see a overall. So the numbers in the columns beside the teams are their rankings at that particular spot. Like I said, I think there's a better way to do this. I've just got to come up with some sort of formula in my brain that'll make it better. Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it. It's just a matter of I want to calculate the importance of each thing and basically roll them into each other. So what I've done here, so potential points and all play record, I've got them multiplied by 5. As I said, I believe they're the most important stats regarding to the teams. The record, I think, is the least important. I know the wins on the board mean everything, but I've got them multiplied by 2, and total points I've got multiplied by 3. I think it's a more important metric than the win-loss record is. There's a chance that I want to play around with this. So anyway, as you can see, 15 points is definitely the lowest points you can score because Paddy's got ones across the board. So if you multiply 1 by 5, you get 5. Multiply 1 by 5, you get 5. Multiply 1 by 2, you get 2. Multiply 1 by 3, you get 3. Add it all together, and you get 15 points. That's about as straightforward as it gets. But looking at this, and looking at the MFL version of their power ranks, obviously mine becomes more spread out. And like I say, I think there's a better way to do than what I'm doing. But I've got the idea of where I want to try and create something for this. I will stick by what I just said before. I think there's 8 teams that are legitimate contenders for the league. Unfortunately, there's 6 spots, and I'll bring up the standings here shortly. It's pretty bloody tight. I think. No, I'll have a look at that soon. So according to this, my power rankings believe the Packers, Eagles, Pros, Bulldogs, Stapletons, and Dolphins are the top 6 teams in the league. According to the MFL version, they've got the Packers, Pros, Eagles, so it flip-flops Robbie's and Joey's team around. It flip-flops mine and Jake's team around. But my Jared stays in that 6th spot. with both Providence and Chicago sitting just outside it. It's interesting. I don't know. Maybe you guys have got some input for it. I'm all ears. I'm happy to listen to anyone's opinion on that. I am no mathematician by any stretch of the imagination, and that's the level we're launching into looking at this. Generally, these are the areas where math guys generally thrive. So anyway, let's have a look at the standings. Yeah, for sure. If you've got opinions on this, throw them at me in chat, because yeah, I'm definitely interested to hear what anyone's got to say about it. All right, so Joey getting a bit of a break in the defunct division now. He's 3 games clear. Myself and did I say Joey was 3 games clear? I hope it was Joey. If I said Jake, I'm sorry. Myself and Jake tied up at 10 and 10. Kenneth 1 spot behind at 9 and 11. And Davo 6 and 14. Not eliminated, but yeah, he is pretty much done. In the active division, we've got the Packers at 14 and 6 with the best record in the league. The Philadelphia Eagles at 12 and 8 with the 3rd best record in the league. 4th best record in the league currently for the Miami Dolphins at 11 and 9. Then we've got the Chicago Bears at 8 and 12 and the New Orleans Saints at 7 and 13. I know what I said about Spirit's team before, probably just about being out of it. But if you sit there and look at that, he's got a better points total right now than Matt. I don't think he has a better team than Matt right now. I think his record is actually a little bit flattering at the moment when you have a look at the overall scores. He's probably lucky to be at the 7 wins right now. Anyway, I'm not going to bag Spirit's team too much. I know he doesn't watch the podcast, so we're pretty safe there. All right, let's go over last week's games. Let's not talk about the Chicago Bears. Fucking suck. Not Matt. I mean the real life version. Fuck them. All right. Game of the week from last week. And my God, what a close game. And what a close little race it was for the last bonus win last week. 0.24. I'm not sure. Go and have a look at this. I've got to imagine we're getting pretty damn close to that being the closest result we've ever had in this league. Pretty sure we've had closer in the past. But here we go. Smallest margin of victory. We've got to imagine this is getting, yeah, it is. Yeah. So the previous record was 0.81 of a point between the Bulldogs and the Eagles, which was last year. Yeah, 0.24. It's not a lot of room for improvement on that score, so it's about as close as it gets. There was a catch in the last drive of the game. DeMarcus Robinson had 0 at that point. He got 1 catch, toe tap catch on the sideline for about 22 yards, I think it was. And it went from Pat missing a bonus, any type of win. He would have gone 0-2 on the week by 0.03 of a point. he would have been 0.03 of a point behind Jake, who would have gotten a win, but not a win, not a head-to-head win, but he would have got a bonus win. So it went from that. Pat went from 0 wins to 2 wins with 1 catch in the last couple of minutes of the game. Also pushed Matt away from 2 wins, which he obviously needs whatever wins he can get hold of at this point. But I'm sure he's happy to at least have grabbed the bonus win, which at least keeps him in touch. So, very close game, very crazy game. You can see the little graph there. It doesn't get any closer than that. Not really, anyway. Congrats to both of you. Actually, it was a good result for both of you. I think it was one of, if not the lowest score for the season to get the bonus win too. Someone can fact check that one. I know it was pretty close to it. So just a low scoring week all over, actually. Buffalo All-Americans against the Staten Island Stapletons. Look, after 2 players had played, I had 100 points up, and it probably looked like a decent sort of mountain to climb at that point. Davo actually scored pretty well in a few spots, but that 80-point job from Chase, my quarterbacks were shocking last week, actually. I was throwing interceptions all over the place and didn't do a great deal either. But, the rest of the team picked up the slack anyway, so I'll take the 2 wins. Very much needed 2 wins that have actually pushed me well and truly back into contention. And Davo, good luck, buddy. You're a long few weeks ahead. I think we had a little conversation about it the other day. Can't wait for the season to finish, and I'll tell you what, as a Bears fan, I kind of feel the same for you, man. I'm over it already, so they're ugly to watch on a weekly basis. All right, another very close game. Providence Steamrollers up against the New Orleans Saints. Neither team got a bonus win. They were a few points short of that. But when you're looking at under 5-point margins, she's been a tight week. Couple of roster decisions either way could easily have swayed it go either way. So I just read that right. Man, Kenneth, that is a massive mistake. Drake London on your bench. Yeah, sorry, man. I can't feel bad for you there. Leaving Drake London on the bench and starting Jalen Talbot or Bateman or freaking Frymuth, take your pick, any of the above. You can't do that. That is a suicide start to do. Generally, they're the ones that definitely will cost you games. Mate, guys have off weeks. I don't know if was he showing up as possibly injured. He might have been questionable leading in, but I didn't see anything that made it look like he was gonna. Oh, he did too. He had the hip pointer or whatever it was the week before. Yeah. But he was listed as questionable, but he looked good pretty much right up until it. All right, you can't bench him, man. Probably an unlucky loss there for Kenneth when you look at that, but yeah, sometimes you just got to throw the nuts out there and have a crack. Start your stars. All right, next game was not close, unfortunately for Jake. It was an absolute smashing. Jakey just missed out on the bonus point. 2 wins for Joey. Joey's team's rolling along at the moment. Lamar Jackson's having I think it's his best season he's ever had. personally. And I don't think it's particularly close, to be honest. I've never been a huge lover of Lamar, but what he's doing right now is huge. And I mean, when you're getting multiple 40-point performances from other players in the team, it's easy to see why Joey's team's got one of the best records in the league. And Jakey's struggling, man. He's for a guy that a lot of people picked to be Titan Bowl champion this year on our predictions. Team's not travelling the greatest right now. He said the only way he's ever gotten wins, he's either gotten 2 wins or no wins. It just doesn't come any other way for him. So good luck, well done, Joey, and see how you bounce back, Jakey. Said we got about, I think it's 4 weeks to go, and everyone needs to be grabbing wins now. Outside of probably a couple of teams that could afford a week or two where they don't have a great week. And another flogging. Robbie's team is rolling along pretty good at the moment. And I think this might have been just a couple of weeks in a row now where Jared's team's... No, 2. Sorry, it was 2 weeks apart. So he had a good performance, but he's had 2 pretty crappy performances that would equal basically his season lows. So 2 in 3 weeks. Possibly some concerning signs for Jared as we're heading through. Maybe bye weeks and stuff are creating some issues there too. But this was a pretty much a gutter stomping. It wasn't even close. Robbie had it won pretty early on going through the Sunday late games. I think he was a fair way ahead, and it was pretty much over at that point. So, all right. How many windows have we got open here? Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha. So, we'll go through this week's games, and that'll pretty much do us. I just had a look at the clock to see how we are travelling. Travelling all right for time. No, this is the one I always get wrong. That's it. That's the one I'm after. All right. So, we'll kill that off. I'll keep that there because I actually want to have a look at that. So, this week's game of the week. Apparently, we've picked the Green Bay Packers and the Canton Bulldogs. Definitely 2 of the better teams in the league. Jake looking for a bounce back. And apparently, Fantasy Sharks are a big fan of Jake's team this week, actually. Putting him out a significant favourite over the current Titan Bowl favourites. Could easily happen too, you know. I still think Jake's team's as good as anyone else's in the league. Certainly not a pronounced favourite. Like if you look at the chat every week, somebody's the new favourite. I think Pat's been probably the favourite for a bit now. Just got some strong pieces that, if healthy, are hard to beat. But we'll see how that goes. All-time record. What do we got? The Packers up against the Canton Bulldogs. 0-1 lifetime. So the one matchup, which was week 11 last year, was won by the Canton Bulldogs. So I think Jake would be very happy if he could get a repeat performance of that. grab a couple of wins, and possibly even see his buddy grab none. I don't think that'll happen. I think both teams will get wins, and I lean slightly to Jake pulling this out for a win. The Staten Island Stapletons and the Akron Pros have not. I know I haven't done a lineup. I have been pretty distracted this week. I could probably quickly jam a lineup in. Can I? Ow. Tyron Tracy, yeah, whatever. God, is there anyone that isn't questionable? Freaking hell. Oh, he's questionable too. Far out. It's gonna be a fun week by the look of it. Strange. Anyway. It's just something like that. That'll do. There's a lineup. Oh, come on, you stupid fucking thing. Go over. There we go. All right, I'd say, no, Joey hasn't done a lineup either. So I'd say probably pretty similar sort of ratings. Probably a pretty close bloody game, actually, to be honest. Our all-time record against each other, I think Joey's got me covered quite fucking easily. So it would be 2-1. I must have won earlier this year, did I? Must have. There you go. 2-1 record all time. Definitely, from my own point of view, just to try and stay in the top 6, I need a win here. But I don't know, man. This will be too close to call for me. Look, maybe I'd say Jake's been more consistent. Joey's been more consistent scoring wise. I would lean that way in a close game. Definitely would love to have another one of those performances from Jamar this week. I might be able to squeak in for a bonus win, maybe. Hopefully I can get some points out of these guys this week. So, been scoring pretty well. Been over 400 for a few weeks in a row now, which has been definitely a nice change. But yeah, I do lean slightly to Joey's team there. Providence Steamrollers up against the Buffalo All-Americans. All-time record. What do we got? It's 3-0 to Providence. And I'd say it's going to be 4-0 this week. Yeah, I don't know, man. Davo's team's just he's in rebuild mode now. So, yeah, I'm definitely leaning to Kenneth for the win. Don't know if he'll have enough juice to get the bonus win or not. I would lean to no. So I'm leaning to a 1-on-1 performance this week. But yeah, who knows? Yeah, trying to guess that stuff is pretty damn hard. New Orleans Saints, Philly Eagles. Looks like the bye weeks are going to treat Robbie pretty well. Now I just can't. Like, it's been, I don't know, how long's it been? I think a couple of weeks ago against me, Spirit scored about 400. But that was a peak since about week 5 where he scored 420. Every other week since then has been in the bottom few teams, if not the bottom score for the week. And it's progressively gone down, obviously, since week 2, apparently. He must have got a... So he's got 2 scores since week since week 2. He's got 2 scores above 400. It'd be hard pressed for me to see him winning this game, to be honest. Robbie's team's been scoring pretty damn well every week, mostly. So it's got a good, strong veterans team that has been pretty damn consistent. So I'm leaning to Robbie. I'd lean to Robbie for 2 wins, to be honest, but I don't even know if that's possible with the wins I'm giving out at the moment. Yeah, it would be, yeah. And I think there's a chance that Spirit could end up with 0 out of it, but man, like I said, it's pretty damn hard to predict this shit. The Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins divisional matchup. All time against the Dolphins, it's a 1-3 record, which would include last year's Titanic Bowl championship game. So right now the Bears are 1-3 against the Dolphins. God, too many windows open. Matt hasn't put a line up in as yet, so that kind of makes it a bit difficult to line up where he is bye weeks and stuff. But I'd be shocked if he couldn't cover a bye week here or there. Don't know. I don't know how I feel about this game, to be honest. I get in trouble when I tip somebody to win. Apparently, it doesn't work out for them. Judging off last week's score, that was about as unlucky as it gets. I think Jared will bounce back in what I think will be a pretty close game. I've got no idea where I'm at with bonus wins here now, so I'm not even going to. Definitely a chance that both teams could grab a win out of this. They're both good enough for that, but there you go. Even on the screen there, they say the first game of this season in week 5 was a 66-point win to the Dolphins. So Matt looking to overturn that and try and bring that all-time series record back a little bit closer to 500. Yeah, I'll lean to Jared, possibly bouncing back, but I think it'll be a good close game too. Most of them are these days, so. That's pretty much it for me, guys. I don't have a great deal else. Let me know your thoughts on the power rank and maybe even some thoughts on what might make it a little bit more effective. Like I said, I'm no math genius. I'm fucking very far from it. I failed pretty much everything at school, more due to lack of interest than, or lack of interest and lack of application. So, but we'll see. But yeah, like I say, give me some thoughts, give me some ideas that you think might make it a better thing to work with. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck this week. That's all I got. See you soon.